Welcome to another moment in which we can welcome whatever's here. Traditionally, it's the day we explore a sense of awe and wonder. I'd like to welcome in that sense of like, oh my God, with reading this poem by Hafiz. Admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Of course, you do not say this out loud, otherwise someone would call the cops. Still, though, think about this. This great pull in us to connect. This great pull in us to connect. Why not become the one who lives with that full moon in each eye that is always saying, with that sweet moon language, what every other eye in this world is dying to hear? With that sweet moon language, what every other eye in this world is dying to hear. I often say, that Marshall Rosenberg's comment that everybody's always saying please or thank you. I think everybody's saying either love me or I want you to, I want you to realize that you love me too? Something like that. Oh, I just said it totally wrong. But maybe you get the idea. Everybody's saying, I love you, or I want you to realize I love you too. That you love me too. See, I get confused. I go to that field where there's no difference between you and me. And for me, that's what this poem's about. This great urge to connect with each other and with ourselves. Knowing that so much of that reactivity when people don't see us and appreciate us is that sweet moon language that we want so much to see in their eyes. And I just have so much awe and wonder when I realize it's like I can make my eyes into these loving, sweet moons and love the world and include myself. Does that stimulate awe and wonder in you? I hope it does. It's just so simple. I love you and I want you to love me too. Or at least I want you to realize how much you already love me. But you have all these stories about me that get in the way. What's with that? Maybe we could just loosen them up for a little bit, or just notice that they're there. If you try to repress them, it doesn't usually work very well. You can watch them come and go. Oh, there's that story that I have there, and that story that I have there. That not having control, though, over how people respond to us. We can somehow give ourselves some gentleness. We can look at ourselves with those sweet moon eyes. So take some time now to feel that. See yourself with those eyes and say, love me. Or I love you. Either one. Love me or I love you, your choice. And let it fill you with awe of so many people in the world that if only they could see how much we love them, how much they care about them. If only they could reach out with their sweet moon language in every other eye in this world, giving each other what we're dying to hear and what we're dying to express. It's so simple, right? And just so much of our wiring is saying, no, shut down, protect myself. I don't need to connect with this person's dangerous. Of course we react that way. Considering our background, our upbringing, our culture, what it values, right? Of course we have this reactivity. And take a minute to breathe in that sweet moon language that we all want to hear. That's precious to us. Let's start with ourselves. You know, it may seem like we're crossing a desert to get to ourselves because there's so much in our background that has told us not to speak to ourselves this way, not to care for ourselves this way. You know, if you're slack on yourself, you'll never blah, 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 whatever it is, right? I don't mean to minimize the power of those words, and let it be in your body as sweet moon language. And every other eye in this world. So we look at the eyes of our loved ones and know that they just want to be told, love me or I love you. Love me or I love you. It's the only thing we're ever saying to each other. Well, the only thing we can really control, and that is barely, is ourselves. Start with loving ourselves and then sharing it with our loved ones. How easy that is. And then expand out to the people that are neutral, but they're still screwing up in our estimation, and know that all the conditioning that they've had in their lives is brought them to this moment. From the culture, from the systems of oppression, it's all trained them to come to this moment. Dominate. They've been dominated. They dominate. And what can we do to soften ourselves to that? And look at people that are neutral with those eyes of, I love you. And if only you could just relax enough, I bet you would love me too. You can expand out to people that trigger you or not. You just keep bathing yourself in that sweet moon language that keeps beaming down. And knowing we want this for all beings, feeling that for all beings. What would the world look like if we were only saying those two things to each other? Or at least interpreting how they express themselves, their bombs, their gunfire, as, oh, okay. You want to hear that how much I love you. Tragic expression of unmet needs. Thank you so much. Please continue to explore this sweet moon language in yourself and share it with others.